Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the amazing documentary that was released a few months ago titled The Story of Masashi Kishimoto, the creator of Naruto. This documentary offered us an intimate look into the mind of Masashi Kishimoto, the creator of the wildly popular Naruto series. And this isn't just another documentary filled with interviews and talking heads. No, this one is way more special than that. It takes us through Kishimoto's life from his childhood inspirations all the way to his time at the top of the manga industry. The film starts off with Kishimoto as a kid who loved drawing and reading manga, particularly Dragon Ball. We get to see how he drew inspiration from Toriyama's work and how it influenced him to become a mangaka himself. It also gives us insight into how Kishimoto came up with the idea for Naruto after being inspired by a dream he had of a boy with whiskers on his cheeks. As the documentary progresses, we see Kishimoto's dedication to his craft, how he would spend hours upon hours drawing and working on Naruto. We also learn about his struggles as a young mangaka trying to make it in the industry, and how he dealt with rejection and criticism. What really sets this documentary apart from others is that it doesn't just focus on Kishimoto's professional life. It also gives us a glimpse into his personal life, his relationships, and how they were affected by his work. For example, we get to see how his wife supported him through his struggles, and how his friends and fellow mangaka motivated him to keep going. One of the most interesting aspects of the documentary is when Kishimoto talks about the influence of Japanese folklore and mythology on his work. He explains how he was fascinated with these stories as a kid and how they inspired him to create the world and characters of Naruto. This is particularly evident in the series' later arcs, such as the Sixth Path and the final battle with Kaguya, which are heavily inspired by Japanese mythology. Another thing I really liked about the documentary is how it showed the impact Naruto had on its fans. We hear from fans from all over the world about how the series inspired them and how it helped them through tough times. This really gives you a sense of the legacy that Kishimoto created and the positive impact it had on people's lives. But perhaps the most touching part of the documentary is when we learn about Kishimoto's health problems and how he almost died while working on Naruto. He talks about how this experience made him realize the importance of life and how it changed his perspective on his work. This is a really powerful and emotional part of the documentary, and it really humanizes Kishimoto, showing us that he's not just a successful mangaka, but a real person with real struggles and emotions. So now let's talk about the animation and overall production of this documentary. It's really well done and captures both the excitement and the dedication that goes into making a manga series like Naruto. The editing is also excellent and keeps you engaged throughout the film. Overall, it's a really immersive experience that makes you feel like you're right there with Kishimoto as he works on Naruto. Now, I have to admit that I am a huge fan of Naruto, and I've been following the series since it first aired, so I was really excited to see this documentary. But even if you're not a big fan of Naruto, I think you'll still appreciate this documentary because it's not just a look into the world of manga, but also a look into the heart and mind of a very talented and dedicated individual. I think what really makes this documentary stand out is that it's not just a celebration of Kishimoto's success, but it's also a realistic portrayal of the hard work and dedication that goes into creating something like Naruto. We see the long hours Kishimoto spends working on the series and the toll it takes on his personal life. But despite the challenges, he never gives up, and his passion for the series is evident throughout the documentary. Another thing I really appreciated about this documentary is the way it handles Kishimoto's health problems. It's a serious topic, but it's handled with sensitivity and respect. We see how it affects him personally and professionally, and the toll it takes on his loved ones. But it's not just a sad and depressing story. Kishimoto's strength and determination to overcome his health problems is inspiring and uplifting. Overall, I highly recommend this documentary to anyone who loves anime or manga, or just good documentaries in general. It's a great way to learn more about one of the most successful manga artists of all time and the series he created that has inspired millions of people around the world. If you are a fan of Naruto, I think you'll really appreciate this documentary because it's a great way to learn more about the series and the man behind it. You'll get to see never-before-seen concept art and early drafts of the manga, which is really cool. Plus, you'll get to hear from Kishimoto himself about the inspiration behind the series and its characters. And if you're not a fan of Naruto, I still think you should watch this documentary because it's just that good. It's a great way to learn more about the anime and manga industry in general and the hard work and dedication that goes into creating something as popular as Naruto. You'll also get to see a side of Japan that you might not be familiar with, including its rich mythology and folklore, which is a big part of the Naruto series. So, where can you watch this documentary? Unfortunately, it's not currently available on any streaming platforms. It was only released in select theaters for a limited time, but I really hope that changes in the future so that more people can see it. If you want to stay up to date on all things anime and manga, be sure to follow us on social media. We post daily updates, so there's always something fresh and new for you to enjoy. I'm also really active on social media, so be sure to follow me there for all things anime and art related. I'd love to connect with you guys and hear your thoughts on the anime and manga industry and everything else we talk about on this channel. And if you want to support our channel and get access to exclusive content, consider becoming a patron. It's a great way to support us and help us continue producing the content you love. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.